When you practice walking mindfully, you are concentrated on your steps and your in-breath and out-breath. Even if you are walking with 200, 300 people, you are still alone. Because mindfulness and concentration are in you. And every breath, every step nourishes you and enriches you and bring you the energy of understanding, of love. Because if you are not yourself, you cannot love. You cannot offer anything. To live alone, to be alone means to come home to yourself and become the master of yourself and not to allow yourself to be carried away. And this is the practice of mindful walking, mindful breathing that can help you to always come home to yourself so that you can get the nourishment, you can cultivate awareness, understanding, and love. Because understanding is the foundation of love. If you don't understand, you cannot love. If you cannot understand yourself, you cannot love yourself. If you cannot understand him, you cannot love him. If you cannot understand her, you cannot love her. So understanding is the other word for love. Suppose your partner, you don't understand her. You don't understand anything about her. You don't understand her suffering, her difficulties, her deepest aspiration. How can you say that you can love her? And how can you understand her? You have to be yourself. And when you look at her, you begin to see her suffering, to see her difficulties, to see her deepest aspiration. If you are not yourself, how can you listen? How can you see deeply like that? And when understanding is there, love is possible. Love is the water that springs from the source of understanding. Relationship is meaningful only when each person is himself, is herself. If you are empty, if the other person is empty, you don't have anything to offer to each other. Empty of what? Empty of understanding, empty of love, empty of beauty, empty of truth. And that is why we have to nourish us. That is why we have to be ourselves. Well, when we meet each other, we love to talk to each other. It's a pleasure to talk to each other. I know that. But if we don't practice mindfulness, talking is just allow yourself to be carried away by the talking. You don't have much to offer, and the other person has not much to offer to you. Of course, when you have something in you, very precious, you can share, you can offer. And talking is one of the ways to offer, to express yourself. But if you have only empty ideas, that's not a true gift. You might have opinions and ideas about everything, but that's not what the other person needs. What the other person needs is your understanding, your love, your insight. Your insight not as ideas, but as a living reality. You embody insight, you embody compassion and joy. And that is why relationships become meaningful. If we know the art of living alone, it means that if we know how to be ourselves, to cultivate in each moment the energy of peace, the energy of understanding, the energy of compassion, and then our relationship will become meaningful. Each of us has to be ourselves in order for the relationship to be meaningful. This is quite simple. And that is why when you have 5 minutes, when you have 10 minutes for yourself, you profit from these 5 or 10 minutes in order to enrich yourself, to become more solid, more free, more understanding, more compassionate. Because when we love someone, we want to offer him and to offer her what we have. And what we have is joy, understanding, compassion. And then the offering is the best thing we can make to our beloved one. We should ask ourselves, what can I offer her? What can I offer him? Do I have much to offer? If you want to have something to offer, cultivate it. And you cultivate it by being alone, working alone, cultivating alone. And the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking can help you to come home to yourself and begin to get the energy of joy, of peace. Imagine a tree standing out there. Because the tree is always standing there, it continues to get the nutrition from the earth, the water, the minerals, and so on. With that kind of input, she can nourish her branch, her leaves, she can make flowers, she can make leaves, and so on. And she has so many things to offer to the world. And if we move the tree around, the root of the tree will have no chance to get in touch with the soil. And the root of the trees cannot get the nutriment that she needs in order to make flowers and fruit. We are like a tree. If you not know to go home to us, to become fully present, to have a chance to cultivate, to practice looking deeply and listening deeply. And then we cannot get the nutriment for ourselves. We don't have much in order to offer to the person we love. In our retreat, we always have time for discussion. That we call Dharma discussion. The kind of discussion that we can, in which we can offer our insight, our joy, our experiences.